Hey folks, welcome back to Timberborn, and I did say I was going to carry on until we had done all of the treated plank stuffs, but there's a lot to do, and there's a few bits that I've noticed that I want to do with you guys here. I have done a few things, I've bottomated the gear workshops, some of the plank workshops. I've put in I deleted one of the explosive factories, put in another wood workshop, and I put in I've also bottomated the dirt excavator. Great suggestion, folks. And I've put in a smattering of charging stations around here to help with that. Over in here, pretty much all of this is built, which is awesome, and I've done a little power connection for the motivatoriums, so that's all pretty cool. So this mostly now needs accommodation and storage and probably decoration and things like that, but we've spent a lot of time in here, so there's a few other things that I want to look at before we head back underground. So last time we were doing this, and this gave us some kind of weird flow stuff going on. So I noticed that down here there were some blockages, and I've come in and deleted those, and I'm in the process of undoing what I used to do that. But I then noticed there were more here. I figured before we do too much of that kind of thing, you guys might want to actually see me do it. So as all of the builders are now bots, in theory, we can just do that while it's a bad tide. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, this might a couple of things. Again, there's been a bit of a gap because life happens, you know, folks. And over the weekend, my head was kind of bad because the weather changed. And then I've managed to screw my back up this week. So this might be a shorter episode because I'm not sure how long I'm actually going to be able to sit here and do this. So, yeah, bear with, folks. Please. Wasn't actually sure if I was going to do any recording for the next few days. So, yeah, we'll see what we can get done. See what we can get done. I'm just going to delete that to open that bit up. But I think, someone suggested, I think they meant this area. This is going to be really good for power generation, I think, because there is a lot of fluid ripping through here. And I'm thinking that maybe if we focus it a little bit more, it'll be even better. So yeah, that's kind of the plan. But if we get rid of this, it's going to help a bit, I think. And these guys are going to carry on getting this done as well at the same time. But I'm going to need to be a little bit sensible about the order we do this in. Not sure they can actually get to that one. Doesn't say they can't. Yeah, they can. Awesome. So we'll do that one, and then we'll work our way back. And that should hopefully open this up a bit, and relieve some of the issues that I've been having with flow. We've still got some spare bots. That's fine, because they're going to end up going into the district crossing and stuff. So, yeah. But for now, just get a few bits and pieces done. Yeah. And obviously it's nice and quick because we have bots as builders, which is awesome. So that's done. That's definitely better, I think, and we can get rid of that, and we can put the water back on, and yeah, I think that's improved that. And what I'm thinking, and what I'm wondering more than thinking, is if we can come over here, get rid of these trees and narrow this up a bit. At the point that we need more power generation, I guess, is the key thing. Anyway, probably what would be sensible is to maybe throw in, just thinking about a good point to put them. Thinking some more builders' huts and hauling posts. Just to soak up some of those spares at the moment. I think what we'll do is we'll throw in one more hauling post. I mean, hauling posts aren't actually, what we could do is that could be spare beavers, because we've also got a lot of those. And then we'll do a couple of spare bots based builders huts. Just to let us speed things up a little bit more, and then once the drought ends we'll eat up some more. You can be paused. Let's pause, unpause, pause. We could actually rework you while we're, yeah, let's do that. Do something a bit more sensible. That, and then pause, unpause, pause, pause, unpause, pause, pause. Because you make sure you're prioritized by haulers. And that should all be quite quick to build because it's all single level stuff. But that's fine. Pause you. I think our water supply is actually full at the moment, pretty much, yeah. Which is awesome because, you know, we've still got 30 days of bad tide left to go, so. Get that built. And prioritize that and pause that. And then that they're just going to keep working on. Did I get that done? I did. Yes. Plant more trees, but we don't really need to. This guy, oh, that was another good suggestion. If we put a ladder under here, then this guy will be able to plant this area once it's not contaminated. Help with this, and between the two they can get most of this planted. Curious if this guy will replant the coffee bushes or not. I guess we'll find out in a bit. Not, we will encourage him. But let's think about in here. So what I think we want to do is have like an entrance bit and then the accommodation bit. So accommodation will be, so these want to be emptied now. Done the bulk of the building. And I guess, so what I think I want to do is have some food underneath the accommodation. Going to demolish a bit down, put some storage underneath the housing, and then have a bit more storage outside. And what I have done is I've put some dirt storage in here for the mud baths, and I recessed it, and I was going to then put in here it won't fit. I'm going to need to go up another one, so we need to put that back. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. That's what I meant to do. So if we put that back, then put the tunnel in, and then maybe we can put the tank in. Okay? No. It did. But they can't reach. Oh, they can reach that. Awesome. Cool. Right. Let's blow you up. And we'll have a couple of stairs there. Let's do that there. So we'll have one for water, one for coffee, warehouse there. There. Come on. I think I can do that over the top. Yep. So you will be for corn rations. And then the idea is let's do we need ultimately 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more. Doesn't have to be perfectly optimal. So before you all start panicking, we've done corn. Berries. Berries are not really needed actually because they don't provide a benefit. And I'm not worried if we're not producing all of them yet. I just want to have storage for them ready for when we are. That was everything. That. And then we can put housing on top. Other thing that we want to do is have all of these as obtained and prioritized by haulers. What we'll do is we'll have more storage outside, which the bots will bring food and water and coffee into these. Is the idea. If I do one either side of that. Yep. Let's get rid of those. Do like the suggestion of making it all green, even at the expense of evaporation. That would be as simple as letting water into there. And I know it's inefficient because it'll evaporate more. That's fine, folks. Because what we'll have to do is make a big enough water storage that that's not a problem for them. We're getting there, getting there. All okay, I think. Yep. This I'm just going to leave for now with how it's set up with the stream gauge. What I did note, someone did ask the question, what you can do is have this linked to, well, what I've got it set up to do is just basically, you could have it set on a stream gauge so that the stream gauge controlled this, and if it got too high, it shut. But I think what we've got is fine. It's carrying way more power than we need, so someone did, there was the point that it's probably just because there aren't enough edges down here to let all that flow out. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. We have coffee, so we need an gather a flag. Awesome. Right, that's almost all done. We are going to need to put an irrigation barrier in there. They are not replanting those. So, oh, I set them to not be planted. That's why they're not replanting them. That would be why, wouldn't it? Let's come in and delete the path. And then how much can he plant? Basically, to where I've put it in all of the green area. So, come out there. That. And that one can help. So they might as well. And we get coffee back, which is... In fact, we didn't actually run out of coffee, which is kind of cool. Not run out of water yet to pump, which is also very cool. The other thing... Actually, let's wait until we've pumped all that out. But the other thing we can start to think about doing is... let's go from there. Is knocking this down. So we shall do that. If you remember, the plan was to take this corner out to expand the reservoir and then build on top of it with water storage to be able to remove this so that we can then expand the farm here. It is, as the saying goes, an process. So that's greened up quite a bit of that. Certainly looks better. I think it has anyway. One of you will tell me if it's made no difference, I'm sure. Right, let's get that all picked up and then we can rebuild the swimming pool. Might not have made any difference actually. Might need to... So what we could do is from here they come across there, something like that. Do something like that. Yep. Put that up. That'll hopefully have water flow into it. Apart from the fact that there's not enough water there now, and then we can. What have reminded me, we can put the top back on it, and eventually that'll. There we go. That looks better. Yeah. And then housing wise, we are going to do 2 barracks blocks. We'll have 32 beavers living in here. That I don't like because it's not symmetrical. I want to cover that up. Actually, maybe we do it that way. And then we do decoration. Where are you facing, sir? Put you there. Pause that for a moment. That for a moment. I'll build that quick. Well-being. No. Decoration. Then do that one. Because it's slightly smaller. Brazier in front of it. That pretty much covers it up. Metal fence there. Yes. There. 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 That'll use up some of the metal blocks that are there. Awesome. Have some scratching posts. Yes. Leave a gap. A couple of campfires there. Plan. We have a plan. Leaving gaps for a reason. Itch. Put the monuments on top of their houses. I don't think so. I'm really not good at designing stuff. This guy is going to go right there. It's going to stand there and there. And that's going to turn around. That's maybe a bit weird, but yeah. Got a roof that goes on top of these. I guess we could. Yeah. What else have we got? Like that. Bear with me, folks. Thinking. Can they overhang at all? Quite annoying that they can't overhang, but I guess we can do that and that, and then maybe we can put some stuff under those. Making stuff look nice is not my thing. Why not, eh? Why not? And then we need to be able to build those. So that. We might need a bit more to be able to build those other pieces, but that'll get started on that. Awesome. Excuse me. Cool. That's all built. Those are in. Right, so if I now unmark those, they should hopefully spread. We do that, there, that. Geez, they were efficient. Got access. Let's down all of those. A bit of landscaping with that stuff. You can get to all those, can't you? Awesome stuff. That's almost. I bet you can't get to that now because of that broken down bot. Yeah. Weird how they get stuck with the path there sometimes. Right, you can go, you can go, you can go, you can all go. And then probably another layer of single dynamite through there, through there. Yep. They might as well be paused. Not that we need to worry about the beaver power, but we've got even more bots. Let's pause one of those for now. Back. Can't reach those, can they? Let's just do this, because I can't be bothered to think of a cleverer way to do it. So, that'll do the job for now. That's all going on. I'm going to delete that. Let's get rid of that. Yep. Right, if we want to build this to tank, I guess that's going to be off here. Let's just mark that for demolition. Got now to do in range. You. Okay, yep, that makes sense. So, then we can build that. Where was I? Up here. We wanted to build a water tank off of here. Path. There. There-ish. That we wouldn't want to go that far. We wouldn't want to go any further than there. Right, let's come up here. Let's delete those. Let's connect it to the path in such a way that I can still see roughly where we want to go. Something there. That's what I'm going to basically try and build, like a recirculating tank. There. So you can go. Then what we want to do. That's there anyway, so I'm going to hold off on putting in district crossing until I have done the water circulator, I think. That's roughly where I'm thinking of doing the water tank, which looks okay. So to go down quite a way now. Technical term, I know. And that can keep going. How many bots? Going to pause those for a bit, I think. They're all set. They're all set. Awesome. That can go. Next is how big a gap is that? Double. So we want to put that there. I want to try and get that there, and then we can do triple dynamite through all of there. We'll be able to do those from above, so that'll be good. Excellent. $15,000 water. So we've got 53 days of water with 16 days to go. I think that's a pretty good balance. I'm basically going to blast this down as far as we need to go. I like that. It shows you how far down it's going to take it. All right. I think so, yeah. 1, 2, 3. That's very cool. Hadn't spotted that before. Because my plan is to bring the clean water that comes out of here back up and over this so we can fill this from above. There. Awesome. Now we might need some pathage. Obviously this gives us a nice extension on the size of the reservoir and some space to put stuff. I think we'll just finish up with doing this and I'll call it a day because my back's getting very tired. Come on, perfect. H for someone did ask me where H for boom came from, and I don't remember. remember where H for boom came from. Triples and we will be good. I have no idea why I couldn't slash and didn't pick B for boom. That should let us get that in, and then next time we'll replace this with a scaffold structure to build water tanks on. We'll extend the tubeway system into here as well so that they can get to it quickly. That will allow us to then get rid of this, which means we can flatten this down, which means we can put more farmland in. It is all a process. So I'll put those there. So I do have edited, waiting for me to do commentary on my attempt at the 1,000 beavers on diorama as a huge time lapse, because it was something like 60 odd cycles. I've not kept up with how JC is doing with his series, but at some point I'll get that finished. It was a bit of a monster project, but yeah. Let me know if you're actually interested in seeing that, because it's a bit weird because it was done using the time-lapse mod for most of it, and then I recorded the end of it as normal footage, but then time-lapsed it, and I'll talk over that as well. So, because it took quite a long period of time. So yeah, it's a bit weird because it's all done as a time lapse, so it's very quick. So it's like 60 odd cycles in 30 minutes ish. Anyway, we are almost done with today's video, which I know is not quite as short as I expected, but shorter than normal. But please bear with me at the moment. I was dumb. I thought I was younger than I am. Well, I wasn't. I just a dodgy deadlift rep in the gym. Yep. Anywho, H for boom. There we go. One larger reservoir later. We could clear out more of this in time, obviously, but for now, that gives us a nice extension to things. For completeness, it probably makes sense to re-establish access there. Yeah, we'll plan out some scaffoldy thing next time and extend the water network, alternate tubeway system. That's what I mean. Oh, cool. The coffee bushes are starting to spread, which is great. That's getting done, which is also good. We could plant more coffee bushes, but we don't appear to need to, so excellent. And this is getting done. Now I'm going to go down to there, so we're a bit further to go. We want to go at least to the depth of this, probably to the depth of this, to be honest. In fact, I think what would be sensible, yeah, let's do that. Let's put that on. That's nowhere near the right one. Go down to there. I think that's the right. Yep. There. And then there. I think that's about the right. Nope, that's not the right one. There. What we want to do is be tunneling our way in to where the save. Thank you. We want to tunnel our way into where the... That's it. Perfect. That will line up. Awesome. So that should let us get... Yeah. So if we take that down to the point that meets up with that, open up this then, and that's going to be our reservoir. We're going to need some deep mechanical pumps, obviously, to lift water up. Because the idea is entirely thought it through yet. But the idea being that, so I've not entirely thought this through yet, but the idea is that this stores water, that it's pumped up and then out through here, and into here, so it kind of cycles as a continuous flow. But this is just the start of the process, and as I said, I've not entirely thought it through yet. But anyway, that's it for today, folks. Hope you have enjoyed the video. If you have, click the like button, and I will see you all next time.